Morning, everybody. It's another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, uncut. We're going to get right into it. Before we get started, y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Most definitely hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I drop. And without further ado, we can go ahead and open up. So I saw the game last night, and I got some takeaways from it. Lonzo Ball and the Chicago Bulls roll into Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball, the most famous arena, and knock off the New York Knicks. I got the stats up, so I'm being factual, but I got a few takeaways from this game, a few things regarding the Bulls and their outlook and their potential, because the potential that I guess you could say the masses thought that the Bulls had at the beginning of the season is not the potential that they have now. So let's run through these stats real quick, starting out with DeRozan. Again, had the highest scoring game. What is DeRozan even averaging this year? Jesus. 26 points. I thought he was higher than that. 26.3 points a game for okay. All right, good for DeRozan, man. So anyway, DeRozan had 34 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, a block, 63% from the field. That's very efficient. He stayed away from that three-point line this time. I guess he realized that heat that cooled off a little bit. So good for him for having that self-awareness to not shoot the team out the game. Now, of course, 90% from the free throw line. Jeez, 10 for 11. I mean, he's really showing he's still that dude. Zach LaVine, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a block. Great games, man, from Zach and DeRozan, really. Jeez, not really much to say about them guys. Top scorers on the team, played like top scorers on the team. What you want me to say? Lonzo Ball, the number one son. He had kind of a lackluster game offensively. He had 8 points. He still crashed the board. 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks. That's amazing when you talk about your point guard. I'm pretty sure he had the most blocks on the team, especially considering Vucevic only, sheesh, that's amazing. Didn't shoot the ball well at all. 3 out of 14, that's, geez, man. 14 shots, get 8 points. You tell me who, you know what I mean? Not a very good shooting night for Lonzo Ball. Not a great game at all. I think he had the worst plus minus on the team. To have a -9 and a win is not good. So, but like I said, we as Lonzo fans, as Bulls fans, we kind of have to mature a little bit. So I'm not gonna sit here and overreact. Oh, Lonzo's trash. Oh, I told y'all all along. It was a bad game. He may come out and drop 28 and 8 in the next game. Who knows? Whatever. It all depends on that 3, because that's where he prefers to get his points. So whatever. I'm not going to talk about his no free throws, because at this point I feel like we kind of know Zoe, and we know that that's just not something that he does yet. I'm not going to say he can't. It's just not. It's kind of like with his jump shot. People question whether or not he could rework his jump shot. I see people are still surprised that he can shoot as though he wasn't shooting around 38% for the last 2 seasons. But I digress. So yeah, not a great game by Zoe, but he still had his imprint on the game defensively. If you saw it, you saw it. If not, then I would advise you to tap in and actually watch these games and see how they played out, instead of just going by these box scores. Great game from Vuce. Is Vuce back to stay? Has Vuce shaking off the rust? 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a block. 55.6 from the field, 55.6 from the 3. Great game from Vuce. He had 2 free throws. He hit both of them. Javonte Green did Javonte Green things. Alex Caruso, 6'6", 6 points, 6.6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Jeez. Caruso. Shoot, I can't even imagine being Caruso be aggravating, man, if he's guarding you. He had the highest plus minus on the team. That's what I mean, man. Caruso. I know people. I know people at the beginning of the season was like, or just as recently as a couple weeks ago, it's like well, did we overrate Caruso or something like that? Man, Caruso is that dude, man. I don't know, like he really is like a perfect backup to Lonzo Ball. He comes in and he is kind of like for all my Marvel's comics fans, MCU fans. It's kind of like on the Captain America movie when on Winter Soldier when not Winter Soldier. Yeah, Winter Soldier. When the Hawk Falcon was like he's like, hey, I do what he does, just slower. He's talking about Cap. He's like, hey, I do what he does, just slower. That's Caruso. Alonzo Ball is Captain America. Caruso is the Falcon. He does what Lonzo does, just slower. So, great game from Caruso. Yeah, that's the box score. So first takeaway is I'm proud of Vooch, man. I'm proud that he seems to be back to stay. I think this is like 3 good games in a row, I want to say. At least 2. So great game by Vooch. He will be tested on Saturday against the Nets. And I hope we tune into that. I hope everybody taps into that. That's gonna be one. That's down. We talk about statement wins. If I'm not mistaken, they've beaten the Nets this year already. If I'm not mistaken. But this is a statement win. This is a chance for them to come out here. The Nets are one of those teams that people think are just in a different echelon from the Bulls. Like the Bulls have been winning, but they think, all right, when it comes down to the come down, the Nets and the Bucks and teams like that are just going to be able to get to another level. And to a degree, that's true. And we'll get into that in a little bit too. That's one of my takeaways. But that game on Saturday is going to show a lot. So please tune into that. But anyway, Vooch is back. That's my first takeaway. Vooch looks like he's back to stay. I really hope that he is, because Vooch being back to stay is the difference between this team being at the level of like a Indiana Pacers or a New York Knicks or a Toronto Raptors team like that, and them being able to really put themselves in that conversation with the top 3-4 teams in the East. And you know what I mean? I think Vooch makes them a star-studded team. I think he makes them really hard to beat. So shout out to him. I know, like I said, a lot of people were hard on him. I was hard on him at first. But shout out to Vooch. You got to give it to him. You got to give him his respect. Playing himself back into rhythm. And I think as time goes on, I think that pick and pop with him and Zoe is just going to be that much more deadly. And that's you really gonna see Zoe start to rack up the assists now that Vooch is back. So great game by Vooch. Next takeaway is I think that as I kind of mentioned before, that the potential for the Bulls is higher than what it was going in. Because going in, this is the thing. I don't understand how all these experts, how all these YouTubers who were hating were so wrong about the Bulls. When the season first started, when those trades first went down, the Caruso signing first went down, and the Rosen signing first went down, they were putting the Bulls on the topping out as a 6 seed. They were saying that, okay, well, now we might be a play-in tournament. And I think a lot of that was just to crap on Zoe. Because you got to think, LeVar hurt a lot of people's feelings, and a lot of people still haven't gotten over that. So every chance they take, they're going to try to crap on Zoe or try to downplay one of the Ball brothers or whatever. Try to hype a Ball brother to downplay another Ball brother. Keep your third eye open. Don't fall for that. Both of the Ball brothers are really incredible, and the Bulls are incredible. I don't know how everybody was so wrong. I don't know how people thought that the Pacers would be a problem for the Bulls. I don't know how people thought that Charlotte, even not to knock on them, would be a problem. Atlanta is looking like they were frauds from last year. The Knicks have fallen off tremendously. My Celtics, we're no threat, even though we're on a 2-game winning streak. Even the Heat are good, but I mean, if I'm being honest, intellectually honest, I don't think the Heat are on the level of the Bulls. Not maxed out. I just don't think. Because if you got to understand, if Vooch is hitting his shots and doing his thing, then that's gonna drag Bam out of the paint, and that's just I don't see it. I think the Wizards are gonna come back down to reality in a little bit, but they have been a nice surprise. Shout out to Bradley Beal. Shout out to Kyle Kuzma. He kind of having a resurgent season. He's not playing like the star that. Because I think there was a time where they were comparing him and Jason Tatum, so Kuzma's not playing like the star that, anyway, I got off track. The Bulls are ranked. The Bulls should be considered one of those teams, or they've shown that they're one of those teams that they could be juggernauts, like the Nets or the Bucks. And I think that our expectations kind of need to change a little bit, or the mainstream perception or expectations of this team kind of need to update a little bit, because they're clearly better than a 6 seed. If we don't get it twisted. So it's like, that's my second takeaway. Like, how were we so wrong? How was the mainstream media so wrong about this team? I mean, I'm just looking at the roster of some of these other teams. Like, what roster do you look at side by side? The Bulls have Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, DeRozan, Vucevic, Caruso. What team in the East do you place that roster side by side and say, oh yeah, the Bulls really can't compete? Like, who is on that Pacers roster that makes people even think that? The Pacers are a 13 seed. What are the people, like, I don't get it. The 76ers have dropped off. Everybody who said they didn't need Ben Simmons, guess what? They need Ben Simmons, because them mugs is about to be a below 500 team right now. Like, it's fun picking on Ben Simmons because he's Ben Simmons and he won't shoot and it call, whatever. But the Sixers need him. They're 11-11. So, God forbid Joel Embiid gets hurt like he does every year. So the Bulls, we gotta start rethinking where the Bulls rank in the East, in the league. Because I'll tell you this, the Bulls could very much so come out of the East. With Brooklyn being what they are, the Chicago Bulls could very much come out of the East. It's very possible that the Bulls could come out of the East. So, if the Brooklyn Nets situation is looking shaky, the Bucks haven't looked as formidable as they were last year. I don't really think the Wizards are that legit. And everything else is a coin toss. Like the Bulls are really one of those teams we need to respect in the East. So keep a lookout for that. They very well could come out of the East and we could see Lonzo Ball in an NBA Finals game. I don't want to hype it. I don't want to evoke false hope, but I'm just saying it's not beyond the realm of possibility this year. And if that was to happen, I'm telling you, the parallels with he and Jason Kidd are just insane. If that were to happen, because geez. Anyway. Next takeaway, I think that Billy Donovan must have had a talk or something with the Bulls, because the pace has picked up a little bit, and my takeaway is I think that the Bulls are starting to trust Lonzo. They're starting to believe in Lonzo Ball. And I say that, and it's funny that I say that as after they're coming off a game where Lonzo didn't play that well. But I say that because if you look, compared to earlier in the season, Lonzo Ball is on the ball a lot more. And it is just for clarity, Lonzo Ball is not the kind of point guard that's going to pound the air out of the rock. I know a lot of people want to see Lonzo Ball just boom, 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 boom. You get an assist, boom, 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 boom. Like, ain't nobody getting an assist with me. And Lonzo Ball is not that kind of point guard. He's not gonna sit there, boom, go like on the elbow and just look at players move around, because that's just not that's never been how he played. That's not, and really that's not an efficient way to play basketball. That's just as bad as chucking up shots and not moving the ball. You know, it just you're trying to funnel all the assists through you, and that's just as bad. So Lonzo Ball, I like that he's on the rock more, and I like that it seems that that Billy Donovan is allowing him to grow up and really be the point guard. You know, as opposed to just like a Kyle Korver 3-and-D kind of guy. I didn't like seeing that at first. So it just makes me happy that, especially, it makes me happy that in crunch time, like I saw last night when the game was starting to get close and the Bulls weren't getting easy basket, everything was coming hard, the Knicks were locking up. They were giving it to Lonzo to try to get them into something, get them into things, in the offensive sets and stuff. So it's good to see. It's good to see that Billy Donovan is starting to trust Zoe. It's good to see that the best is probably still yet to come. And I guess I'll end it with that. It's a final takeaway. The best is still yet to come for the Bulls. This is not the Bulls' final form. That's what a lot of people aren't realizing either. This is not the Bulls' final form. The Bulls have not capped out yet. Lonzo Ball is still getting acclimated to this new offense. Vucevic is still rounding in the form. Man, this team, and then they're still working on trade options to shore up that 4 spot. So God forbid they make a trade to get like Marvin Bagley or something like that. Get Marvin Bagley or something like that. Like what if? You know what I'm saying? So let me know in the comments how did the media and why did the media feel that this team was going to be so lackluster? How did they get it so wrong? You know what I mean? Like you're looking at a team that could quite possibly be in the East. This could quite possibly be the Phoenix Suns of last year. This is the Phoenix Suns East. And Lonzo Ball is Chris Paul. Zach LaVine is Devin Booker. Vucevic is Ayton. You know what I'm saying? DeRozan is the one player that the Suns didn't, that dynamic just, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm always tapped into the games, to the Bulls games. So if you like Chicago Bulls content, Lonzo Ball content, and it's gonna be a lot more content too. I know I keep saying I'm gonna open up my it's just that I really enjoy talking about the Bulls, and they really just been exciting to talk about. But I'm gonna open up, start talking about my Celtics a little more, start talking about a few other things. So stay tuned to Intellectually Honest. I'm just getting started, to be honest with you. I think I'm only like maybe 50 videos in, if that. But I'm just getting started. So I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me. All 256 subscribers. Every time I see that number, I just can't believe it. But just continue to help the channel grow, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.